My name is Bobby, and I work with small businesses in the government marketplace. You're listening to FedBiz 5. Get informed, get connected, and get results on everything government contracting. Welcome back to the FedBiz 5 podcast, where we delve into the world of government contracting and hear inspiring stories of entrepreneurs who are making a difference. I'm your host, Bobby Testa, and today we have an incredible guest with us, a U.S. Army veteran, a real estate expert, and the founder of Bennu Contracting Services, Lee Gilliard. Welcome to the show.
Hello, Bobby. How are you today?
Great, man. It's good to have you on here.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So let's jump right into it. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your business? What's your story?
Yes, thank you for that question, Bobby. My story thus far has been rooted in my education experience, and I would say life lessons, which I carry forward with me each day. I served 8 years in the U.S. Army. This was right after high school, truthfully, which was the best career decision I could have made at the time. It allowed me to quickly mature into a disciplined, strategic leader, utilize the principles and fundamentals of things like hard work, sacrifice, and selfless service, which is what I carry forward with me and use each day. I was really blessed that I was able to utilize my GI Bill after my honorable discharge from the Army. And I was able to attain my MBA degree really while beginning a career as a real estate agent in Charleston, South Carolina, which is a beautiful city for anyone that has traveled there or would like to. Over the course of my 20-year real estate career, specifically real estate management and development, I've been very fortunate to acquire, again, skills in commercial and residential development, property sales, leasing, and management, and also had a chance to work on a pretty cool project, the historic Charleston City Market, a 200-year-old site there in downtown Charleston, historic site, worked on a $10 million redevelopment project. So again, I've been blessed with the experiences I've had. To your question, I started Bennu Contracting Services really to leverage my extensive training and experience in real estate development, management, and other areas, as I mentioned, but really to contract specifically now with government agencies and business to business. Really, the desire of my company, Bennu Contracting Services, is to help organizations optimize their operations and really focus on achieving their strategic goals.
Wow, what a story. On behalf of FedBiz Access and the FedBiz 5, I would like to thank you very much for your service to our country. Now, I'm a U.S. Coast Guard veteran myself, so I can relate to utilizing the core values you learn in the military and have them carry over to the private sector. I do know it's not an easy feat to put in that many years and come back to the civilian life, obtain an MBA, and start your own business. So congratulations on that. What initially inspired you to venture into government contracting?
It's a full circle moment to answer that question. I completed my thesis in graduate school back in 2014 on government contracting. So this business idea for me has been about 10 years in the making now. Bobby, most recently, I've decided that the second half of my professional career will be focused on building a profitable and successful contracting company. And this will allow me to achieve one of my primary goals, I think, in my life, which is to be financially independent and really control my own destiny. Entrepreneurship is really the key to achieving what I think many refer to as the American dream. Government contracting specifically provides a path to entrepreneurship and independence. I think for those that are willing to sacrifice, assume the risks associated with building a business, but now truly reap the benefits of their hard work and efforts.
Wow. It is incredible to hear that your journey has been a decade in the making. Your dedication and vision are truly inspiring, and I am sure that our listeners will agree. I could not agree more also that entrepreneurship is 100% the key to the American dream. How do you see your business growing and evolving in the near future with government contracts?
Bobby, I see my business starting by securing purchase orders from government contract officers in strategic regions, and I really underscore that, and then submitting bids for set-aside contracts for Bennu Contracting Services. We're a certified disabled veteran-owned business, which is great. My wife and I are part of this business. She's a 51% owner. So, of course, we're a women-owned small business. And then, based on our background and who we are, we check that box for minority business enterprise as well. Over the next 1 to 3 years, one of my goals with Bennu Contracting Services truly is to win on average 3 to 5 contracts, government contracts, and private sector business to business contracts annually. I want to be able to grow the company's revenue, Bobby, year over year. And then ultimately, giving myself a 1 to 3 year business plan. By the end of year 3 business operations, I'd love for Bennu Contracting Services to be a part of the 8-8 program. This is a great program that the government has set up. And, it's a strategic effort for me, I think, at that point in year 3 to scale my business operations, but specifically now with set aside solely awarded contracts that the government will issue to those 8-8 participants. It's a great mentorship program.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive how you mapped out the growth trajectory for Bennu Contracting Services. Securing POs and winning set-aside contracts as a certified service-disabled veteran, woman-owned, and minority-owned business is a strategic approach. Your vision for leveraging the 8A program to scale operations is right on the money. So you started working with FedBiz Access just a couple months ago. What factors influenced your decision to seek assistance from FedBiz Access?
Yeah, starting a government contracting company really requires extensive and in-depth knowledge, I think, of how the government agencies function and really what information and steps are keys to success. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. So I would say, Bobby, from a thorough compatibility statement to an informative and concise, government landing page or website, to really properly registering the company online, SAMS.gov as an example, there's several vital tasks that I think are required. FedBiz, to me, has a strong reputation in the government contracting arena. Over 20 years experience, right, assisting companies like mine in scaling their contracting business. But I think you guys offer an unparalleled commitment, which is key for me, to customer satisfaction and success. So through each step of the way, FedBiz are really true professionals.
Yeah, I could not have said it better. It's clear that having a partner like FedBiz Access with their extensive experience and strong reputation can make a significant difference. How would you rate your overall experience with FedBiz?
Yeah, my overall experience with FedBiz has been great, Bobby. The entire team, again, as I mentioned, are professionals, very helpful. You guys take your time to thoroughly explain really what are the nuances of government contracting, which is very important. If I had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give FedBiz an 11, truthfully. And again, that's based on, I think, your desire to go far and beyond, what we say in the military to call of duty, right? And providing good advice, which is really important, high quality service, can't put a premium on that. And really just having an enjoyable experience throughout the process. That's what I've experienced. I'd also add from a business perspective, obviously as a startup, there's costs associated with various services. FedBiz has a great offer of services as well, I think that, are reasonable and affordable. And I think it's important if you're looking to break into this industry, government contracting, you need a strong partner, and that investment is worth it.
Well, talk about a glowing endorsement. It sounds like FedBiz Access has truly exceeded your expectations. Their commitment to going above and beyond certainly speaks volumes. For those who might be considering venturing into government contracting, what advice would you give them based on your experience?
The advice I would give any company, Bobby, considering government contracting is to really start by defining what services or products you intend to provide the government. From there, I'd hire a partner like FedBiz, really that can assist you in properly, again, registering your company, building a solid, compatibility statement, which is really your resume, right, for those in the industry. And I would say developing, again, that website, tailored now specifically for government contractors. I'd also recommend, apply for any certifications similar to myself, again, Bennu Contracting, service disabled, veteran-owned business, women-owned business, minority business, enterprise. It's a way to differentiate your company, I think, from the competition out there in the marketplace.
That is invaluable advice. It's clear that understanding the services or products you can offer and having a strategic partner, just like FedBiz Access, can make all the difference in navigating the complexities of government contracting. Also, applying for certifications to stand out in the marketplace is a crucial step and a great tip. Thank you so much for sharing your insights and experiences with us today. It's been an enlightening conversation, and I'm sure our listeners have gained a lot of valuable information about the world of government contracting.
My pleasure, and thank you so much for having me, Bobby.
Hey, thank you once again. And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in. Until next time, keep pursuing your dreams and stay inspired. Thank you for listening to the FedBiz 5, where you get informed, get connected, and get results on everything government contracting. Today's podcast is made courtesy of FedBiz Access, government contracting made simple. Visit them at fedbizaccess.com, where you can find all the FedBiz 5 podcasts, related blogs, government contracting news, and of course, information on the various products and services that can assist your business in becoming visible to the government buyers. FedBiz Access can be reached by calling them at 888-299-4498.